Newly released body cam video shows Minneapolis police executing an apparent no-knock search warrant and fatally shooting a black man inside an apartment 2 days ago. Tragically, the victim was not a target of the raid. That's according to his attorneys. We should warn you, this video is disturbing.
Police search warrant! Police search warrant! Police search warrant!
All right, we're going to have much more on this coming up. Omar Jimenez has been covering this story. He's got some new information for us on that.
Yeah, and raising a lot of questions, too, about these no-knock warrants, right? We saw that play in the death of Breonna Taylor, and now this is raising questions as well. I do want to get now to Omar. We've been able to bring him in. Omar?
Yep. So, John and Breonna, basically this happened in the early Wednesday morning hours, and the Minneapolis Police Department, they were executing a warrant for a homicide investigation tied to nearby St. Paul. But now the attorneys for the man, later identified as Amir Locke, tell us that he wasn't the target of the investigation, and the Minneapolis Police Department says his name never appeared on any of the search warrants. Now, regardless, Minneapolis police burst through this apartment and they appear to wake Locke up, who is seen in blankets, and a gun is seen. And it is in those moments that you hear gunshots ring out from officers. Take a listen to the interim police chief as she begins to try to explain the mentality in those moments.
You're forced to make a split-second decision about when it's a threat.
No, do not. Okay, I'm not a threat. I don't have a gun. Okay, don't treat me like I'm a threat. This is what I would call the anatomy of a cover-up. This is unacceptable. I'm sorry, it is. You all had no business agreeing to carry out a warrant, and now you're claiming that's part of their investigation. You don't know. Well, why the did you all sign up to do this in the first place?
Now, a spokesperson for the St. Paul Police Department did tell us that the investigation where this warrant stemmed from, that again Locke was not named in, is still an active one at this point. We know later this morning the family attorneys, Benjamin Crump and Jeff Storms, are expected to hold a press conference where we're going to hear from the family. And as for the Officer Hennepin, Mark Hennepin, has been placed on routine administrative leave as part of what we now know is an all too familiar department policy. John and Breonna.